Welcome to an all-new episode of Much to Do About Something. The day has finally come. The day that we've been promised for 4 months now, 6 months now, however long it's been. James Gunn has given us part 1 of a part 10, I guess, map.
Part of part 1.
Part of 1 of 10 more fucking parts to come. I don't fucking know. But he finally said some shit that did not need to be tweeted in response to. So very much appreciated in that. We got our slate, or some of it, of part 1. Some TV, some TV, some God damn, AJ, you came in loud as shit. Some TV, some movies. You were not. My whole left ear just went out. We got wow. Really threw me off.
Animation, movie series.
Yes. We got animation, TV, and movies out of James Gunn. Finally, we got it. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Mike for putting together that Justice League Unlimited theme for this episode. That was very much appreciated. That was awesome. Like really, really, really awesome.
It does.
Yeah, it does still slap. Yeah. I mean, hey, I always said I wouldn't be upset if we got a cohesive Justice League movie and that was the theme song for it. Wouldn't be mad at all. Wouldn't be mad at all. I mean, I personally love the theme song we got for the last Justice League movie, so I don't know. Whose mic is that? Is it me?
I was just about to ask. I was like, yo,
I muted it because I was like, let me see.
Is it? Well, I mean, I can't mute it because I'm hosting, but goddamn. Okay. But we got so much to talk about, guys. Shout out to listener Jim in the comment section and DJ Vinny. Shout out to you both. All right, we got a lot to get into, but let me introduce the panel. Starting off with Didge. What's up, Didge?
Not much, Ready to get started. Got some stuff I'm excited about, some stuff I'm questioning. Running the game here.
Yeah, I believe that might be the theme for a lot of us today. A lot of likes, a lot of questions. Jamie, what's going on, Jamie?
Nothing much. I saw the announcement kind of late into the day, so I saw some of your initial reactions, and it seems like it was positive over here. So it's good to see.
Oh, did you delete your Discord or you deleted it? No, okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I didn't see when it dropped. I'm having issues with my phone. Sabrina just texted me in all caps the sequel to the Batman, and I was just like, that was announced today? I'm like, is it connected? And then Joel's just like, it dropped, and I was just like, okay, well, Sabrina just texted me in all caps going crazy, like, let me see. And I looked at it, and I was just like, huh? All right, okay, I guess. I guess he's just announcing all DC shit. Just anything floating in the world of DC.
Yeah.
I respect it. But it was very confusing the way she texted me. Because I definitely thought, damn, Didge done won. Didge done got some of Trayvon's powers, and he used it. It's now connected. All right, cool, no problem. That shit was like, no, we're not. Oh, all right, cool.
Watch that video.
Next. Yeah, I watched it after you said, did you watch it? And I was like, let me watch it. Didn't know there was a video. Watched the video and was just like, okay.
I read the first. I didn't know there was a video until way late in the day.
Yeah, to me, like I said, all this just came very fast for me. Once Sabrina texted me, it was just like, couldn't even catch my breath.
I
was
read
just
an
like,
article.
Okay, all right.
I reacted in the Discord. I had whole conversations, and then I got on Twitter at 4 o'clock. Oh shit, it's a video, and then watched it.
I sent the video as soon as it came out on Discord.
Yep, I saw that.
I don't get notifications. That's what I'm saying. I'm having issues with my phone. Next up, Trayvon. What's going on, Trayvon?
You know, how everybody doing. It's a slate. Yeah,
Something.
yeah, it's something.
No date.
Oh, that was the most passive aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, it does.
It exists.
I will say for you, Trayvon, it should be looked at like this. You just wanted to know what was happening. That was answered. We now know what's happening. Now, that does not require you to like what's happening, but you now can't say that you don't know what's happening. You know exactly what's happening. Whether you end up liking it or not, that's the fun of the journey. But you know, for me, I needed to know. Growing up a G.I. Joe fan, I learned knowing is half the battle. So I'm glad I at least now have the knowledge. What I do with it, you're all about to find out. Next up, Tristan. What's up, Tristan?
Nothing much. I am excited about, well, you already know this. I'm excited about The Authority being announced. I went in and dug out all of these. Well, these are only some of them, but yeah, time to revisit those. So yeah, I'm excited.
James Gunn should give a shout out to all the fans that actually know who The Authority is and actually love them. Like, just anybody that tweets like a stack of their comics, they should get like a little like and retweet from James. I'm not saying like, personally say something to each person, but a little like and retweet. You know what I'm saying? He should be impressed anytime he dusts off characters. Even the comic book world goes, who? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I heard about somebody like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did it with Guardians. He did it with Peacemaker. He's really on a roll with just digging up people that anytime Joel goes, oh, I go, oh, he almost got that motherfucker. Okay, all right. Okay, well, if he almost got Joel, that's a talent there, James Gunn. Bravo. So stay tuned. We will be doing something about The Authority in the coming days. So stay tuned for that, guys. To give you guys out there who have no idea who they are, a little bit of a refresher, and maybe kind of gauge your excitement, as far as the project goes. But last, no, I'm gonna say last but definitely not least. Next up, Joel. What's going on, Joel?
What's up? How was everybody? I know I was excited. I don't know about everybody else, but I was fucking giddy.
Joel was. He was yelling at me not to dim his light.
Oh yeah. Don't fuck with me when I'm happy.
Now I can say last but definitely not least, Supergirl. I mean AJ. What's up, AJ?
It's okay. I'm forgettable.
I didn't forget you. I literally just said what's
you
up,
were
AJ.
about to. You were about to. You was like last but not. Never mind. You was about to.
He's like, let me think about
Anyway,
You're saying I didn't say it. Just putting it out there. Anyway, what are you saying? That would help, right, Trayvon? Because I swear, when I see the box, I think it's just Mike, right? So part of me is just like, oh, it's just Mike working on things in the bag. And I'm like, oh no, that's AJ with that fucking ridiculous ass name. But anyway, AJ, what's going on? This is a good day for you too, I assume.
It is a beautiful day for me. Love everything that. Well, I shouldn't say everything. Love a lot of things of it that was announced. So I'm very excited.
Yes. Now, just so you guys know, today we will be breaking down the slate, giving our thoughts. There were a few articles of people that actually got to go out there and sit with James Gunn and Peter Safran, so they got to ask questions. So there's a little bit more than just releasing the slate. So we'll get into that. But outside of that, we're not trying to piece together anything like that. We're just taking it as we've been given. So we've been given this. This is what our focus is right now. Not looking past it. Let's just get through this shit. So we're just taking just what we got today. All right. So let's start with I got the whole slate here. Let's start with the TV shows. So all right. So Didge, I'm gonna start off with you. I'm going to name them, and then you kind of just, you just point out which ones stand out to you, what you're excited for, what you're not. Excuse me. So we got Creature Commandos. That will be an animated series.
Right. We
got the Waller series. That'll obviously be live action with Viola Davis returning. This one, I was a little heartbroken by, because I was just like, I still think you guys just don't get it. There's still fear amongst the studio, and it's a whole new regime. Lanterns. There will be a Green Lantern project that will be a series. Instead of you putting that beautiful fucking masterpiece on the big screen, you're again dropping it on the small screen. We got to take what we can get. But we're getting a Lantern series, Paradise Lost, that is being described as Game of Thrones-esque Wonder Woman prequel series. That'll be a series. And then last but not least, we're getting Booster Gold. That, to me, just that is one of the names that's kind of just like, I kind of like it if you're telling me that Jaime is connected, right? That Blue Beetle is in the DCU. Right. Might even be the first movie of the DCU. Right. And then you're at some point giving us Booster Gold that will at some point touch on Ted Kord and then connect the whole circle, right?
Yeah, especially if Ted Kord's missing.
Yeah. Right. If you just say he's missing, not, they might presume him to be dead, but he's not just dead, right? Like, they maybe thought he was dead, dots get connected in Booster Gold. Great. So I had no problem with that. I know a lot of people are like, what? This early? To me, technically, if Blue Beetle's starting your universe, it's not weird that Booster Gold's down that line. So, no issues with that for me. But Didge, what are your thoughts on this slate for our TV series?
Like everything else, there's some stuff that I'm really excited for. There's some stuff that I questioned. I'm really excited for the Lantern series. I do question why it's not a movie, but I'm gonna take what we can get, and I'm really excited. I really want that. I really want that to be a project that I think we're all gonna like, especially the vein of True Detectives is. That's some high praise. So
they get close to that.
Like if we're getting something like that, I'm really excited for it. In the same.
Can I ask you something real quick, Didge? Yeah. I want to ask you something real quick because Trayvon is in my head when I think of this being a series. Do you have any concerns that they won't spend the proper amount of money to make this Green Lantern series what it should be? That's why my concern was that you weren't making, especially like I think, Didge, I'd be fine if you were telling me it was other Lanterns, but if it's John and Hal, I need you to do everything to restore the world's faith in Green Lantern. You know what I'm saying?
He called it an HBO quality event. HBO when they say when HBO is doing their best, they do a damn good job.
I don't disagree, but I don't
terrestrial though as well. Like ground.
I was about to say this might have to go down as one of their biggest budgets to date.
He did say terrestrial.
He did.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He did say what? Say it again,
like terrestrial.
Like terrestrial, like grounded. I was like,
Well, to me, I will say I think because we talk about it with Batman so much, I think that word sometimes gets taken too literally.
No, he said terrestrial, not grounded. He just said terrestrial.
I take grounded.
I'm sorry.
I think what's going to happen is that it's going to be a lot of the focus is like there's going to be some type of murder on Earth that they got to try to figure out.
He did talk about how that, and he talked about how their quadrant of like what they have to take care of. So that leads me to think that it can't be just tied directly to Earth.
It should be.
I would also like to
some shit.
We should get a lot of Oa, but I'm sorry, AJ. Go ahead before we kick it back to Ditch. Go ahead.
I'd like to point out a quote he said yesterday. This was by Variety. He said, "There's investment in content creation is spectacular. It's huge. They haven't cut back or anything." San Fran said, "Getting DC Studios and fighting Shade will not only call for A+ screenplays, but billions in investments. There's no questions of do we have the resources." Safran said, "I have zero doubt that they will commit." So with that quote in mind, I don't think that budget is really an issue, especially since Zaslav has a lot of faith in James and Peter. So I just want to point that out.
I do also think money specifically isn't necessarily what I meant. I mean, what you choose to do with said money, right? Because there's been plenty of people that have been given a shit ton of money and they didn't put it where it needed to go. So that's more so my concern, more so than anything else.
It also explains the screenplay part as well. So storytelling on that end is also for me at least isn't going to be a huge issue, especially since James Gunn is going to have separate writers. They're all combined into one group to make things as perfect as they want it to be. So there's that too.
I get you. I don't think anyone's doubting that HBO has the resources to do it.
No, that's what, like I said, they're calling it HBO quality event. Look, we've seen what HBO does when HBO wants to get their shit together. 100%. And HBO does some amazing work.
100%. Yeah. It's drained my life. But the shows and animation are going to be connected and potentially be on the big screen. Oh, no, we will see Green Lantern on the big screen, but I do feel as though this being a show is very much the feeling of old, of just playing it safe.
It's going to be like the Themyscira series. It's just going to be a stepping off point.
Because that's literally the second one I was going to talk about.
I was about to say, as I pass it back to you, Didge, the difference is that the Themyscira show that is before Wonder Woman, that's fine that you're choosing for that to be a show. That doesn't need to be a movie. Green Lanterns with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, that should be a movie. That's my only difference.
And it will be.
That's my only difference.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Ditch. Go ahead, Ditch.
In 2028. Sure.
So yeah, like I said, that last comment was perfect because that's the second TV show that I'm really, really interested in. Just because I think we talked about it during our Wonder Woman Shaping the DCU episode. We would like to see more of Themyscira and just to understand, see it on screen, a little bit of the shaping of it. So having a series that's literally just that, and I'm not gonna lie, they got me with the Game of Thrones-esque. You got me a little with that. That sold it very well to me.
I'll definitely say, without them even saying that, right? Like when we were theorizing that could possibly be what we get, I just thought back to, I thought Zack Snyder did a beautiful job of when what's his name? No, not Darkseid. Steppenwolf. Themyscira. I thought that was how you do that, but grounded, right? Now, picture that, but kind of just only focusing on that. That was some of my favorite parts of that entire Bible of a movie. So for me, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Give me more. Whole series on it? Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take it. So I'm very excited for that. I'm with you there, Ditch. I'm with you there.
And then, like I said, I do have questions. The one I am questioning, and it sucks because I love Viola Davis, is the Waller series. It's because I'm not worried about the sort of the talent of it, but so much of her character is her interacting with other people, where is it going to turn into a something where she sort of gets lost, and it's like, then did you really need her to be the focus of the series? So that's where my question comes along in.
Sounds like this Peacemaker the next season. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, no, to me there were I had questions because we obviously saw, and this is spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't finished season 1 of Peacemaker, but we kind of saw her world fall apart, right?
Okay.
But what was confusing is, I'm sorry, what'd you say, Joel?
She got exposed.
Right. What'd you say, Didge?
No, I was gonna say, well, this is supposed to be the ramifications of that, which is why I'm thinking.
But my issue is the very next time we saw her was Black Adam, and it did not look like she was lacking said power. So I'm like, we need to see
after Peacemaker.
No, we don't. But because there's no timeline established to that shit, I don't know what to think. It's just the very next time I saw it, right? So I'm like, I have no idea. So for me, there are blanks that need to be filled in, especially if you're telling me you plan on doing Peacemaker season 2, that would co-star her daughter's character, right? So I'm like, you can't just dive right into it. You know what? This is beautifully said. This is beautifully said all in the game. Yes. Didge, you might have to just accept it. The same way we had to accept this Agatha arc
No. This is not the same. They're not the same. No.
I kind of believe they are.
No.
Yeah, last time we saw Agatha, she was down bad. No. And then there was really no reason to continue that.
Under a spell, she could break out of it.
But to be fair,
yeah, the Waller just fired. She can come back.
We didn't see Agatha all normal afterwards. If we're taking the Black Adam aspect of it, we didn't see Agatha at her high power. She wasn't back here terrorizing people.
Right.
You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna reset the DC universe, and Black Adam didn't even exist. That's how it's gonna go. So that's fine.
That's very fair. It still does not change the fact that her world blew up in Peacemaker.
Well, what I'm saying, now you've never seen her. Technically, you've never seen her.
And this is supposed to be directly after Peacemaker, apparently.
Right.
So, I just, that's the one where it's like, I didn't immediately buy in, where it's like, I saw the name and was like,
that show has magic. I'm sorry.
And everything else, I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm on board with this. Even Creature Commandos. The name was kind of like, what are we really doing here? Then they talked about the premise of it so far, and I was like, all right, I'm in. Let's go. So
yeah, all you had to do was tell me that James Gunn was overseeing a team, and I'm kind of like, well, the man's batting 500 right now, right? So I'm like, he's batting over 500. So
I was gonna say, you think he's one for two?
Oh, over 500. Sorry, over 500. Over 500. Sorry. I'm not that good with baseball, Didge. But yeah, no, I mean, look, I think the way you broke that down was perfect. Was that there were a lot of things that just automatically rung a bell for you. That there were other things where just like, I may need to be convinced a little bit more, and I think that's fair.
I might need to see the Waller trailer first. Like, I might need to see that.
Or wait, would this help you better? Just once you get a synopsis. Like just what its premise is about.
I thought he did. Yeah, right, I was gonna say he gave sort of a premise. Yeah, better synopsis.
But again, that one might since details. It's so early on, it might change, right? So there might be elements of it that he shifts and moves around. So that's what I'm saying. A full synopsis, like the one Fandango or AMC would send you, attached to like the poster of the movie.
That's fair. Yeah.
No, Trayvon, we're saying that. He did say it, but it's so early on, things might change. Right?
Even a poster might help.
You know it's just going to be Viola Davis with her hands on her hips. The hell you mean a poster?
She's going to be like this on the poster?
Right. Like, come on, man. Yeah, come on. That ain't going to help you. Right. That is not about to help you. You might go, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not saying that. Look at this fucking poster.
They got a picture of her looking like this. That's damn near the poster. Like
that's the poster. Yeah, they might use that exact shot and save some money. Like, you know what? Just use that. What about the rest of everybody? We don't need it. Just that right now. But no, I'm very excited. Like, I'm a massive Viola Davis fan. I thought her being casted as Amanda Waller was probably one of my all-time favorite castings. Just coming off of How to Get Away with Murder, I just really don't think there was really anybody else suited for that role other than Viola Davis. Yeah. Especially Joel, you remember that weird time where it was just like, oh, it could be Oprah, and it's just like, Oprah? Like, Oprah. I'm not saying she can't act, but it's just like, that's a level of mean I just can't picture someone that gives out cars. It can get to, right?
I'd be looking at her like, you're kind of shady.
Yeah, I will say, the way Viola Davis plays these evil roles, when you hear her talk in interviews and she's so nice, part of me is just like, which is the real you? Like, right? I'm just saying, you got me confused a little bit. But yeah, that was a brief fun time in the world where it's just like, it could be Oprah. It's like, what the fuck? What is happening here? Like,
I'm glad this is crazy. That after it was already casted. I'd heard that too late. So it was like, yeah, you
going through that was just like,
I was like, yo, what?
Thanks. But overall, Didge, I feel like you've liked more than you've questioned so far. As far as
because even the questioning one, it's not like it's not like I'm like, oh, that's gonna be horrible. It's like I just need to see a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Joel, what are your thoughts on these shows we're getting?
Definitely not expected. Definitely, like if you were to ask me to pick it out of a hat, I probably would have got one of them. But Waller, we knew more or less that was coming. So
that was green light with the with the last regime before heading into this
before
one.
It took over, we already were working on that.
But we had theorized, because remember at the time they were saying James Gunn was kind of given a green light on a few different projects.
Yeah.
And then when we heard that, we were just like, well, that clearly is one of them, because we believe it would connect to a Suicide Squad world.
There was an article. There was one of the trades came. They talked about it. So we knew something for Waller was coming. So this is consistent with what we heard about that. Lanterns TV series. The fact that it's just called Lanterns, not Green Lanterns.
I saw that.
This shit is fucking hilarious. Yo, DJ Vinny, enough. You just stop being funny. Just fucking enough. Enough out of you. God damn, you were too good at this.
It's too much, DJ.
I give you my
I didn't want to cut off Joel, so I saw it and I was like, all right.
I'm sorry. I would have been laughing, and I didn't want Joel to think I was laughing at him, so I needed to bring that up. Go ahead, Joel. I'm sorry.
Once it was funny, then go ahead and laugh. But Lanterns, the fact that it's consistent, it's still a series. It's been like this is like the third iteration already within the same year.
Right.
Not the same year. I guess it's a new year now, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
The last one was supposed to come out probably was supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's consistently. Yeah, well, Berlanti's no longer involved. Basically, is what happened. Right. So this new series, which I like everything I'm hearing about it, but like we were talking about terrestrial, it does scare me a little bit. Like how much time are we going to spend on it? I don't mind it, but like as long as the story's good, I guess it'll be fine. But you can't spend all of it there, and you want to see the universe, the Green Lantern universe. You know what I mean? And
especially Oa.
You want to see Oa. You want to see the other Lanterns.
I don't think you're getting Oa.
But I do like the idea of the dynamic of Hal and John working together to figure out a mystery and like the True Detective style. That sounds fucking cool. So if you can actually make that come to life, I'm down. Just the thought of it sounds cool. But I do worry a little bit about I can't wait. We're gonna have fan castings it's gonna be crazy. I wonder the age, because before, remember, we were going like really old Hal.
Yeah, Tom Cruise to like yeah.
So I mean, I can't wait to find out what the age range for these two. Maybe it's a little closer now. But I am a little worried about how they're gonna do with the budget, because it is more grounded than I guess. Although they'll save the bigger stuff for the movie. Right. But maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's more of a story-driven Green Lantern story, and we live with it as long as they give us enough of enough visuals to keep us happy. You can't hold back. If you're gonna get the budget, use it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I am looking forward to that. Paradise Lost is also very interesting. The fact that they're going, it's like an origin story-esque type of thing for the Amazons. I'm like, that's something different. And like we were talking, that's another thing that was in the old regime too. They were working on an Amazon show. Maybe not this specifically, but they were working on an Amazon TV show. So maybe this is another holder that came over, and maybe this is a hold off till we know for sure what's going to happen with Wonder Woman, because we don't really know true word on what's going on with that character. But I am curious to see what the story is for Paradise Lost. Like, it's probably going to star her mother, Hippolyta, and her people, and then whoever the villain is, whether it's maybe Hercules, because I believe that was one of the earlier fights she had. I look forward to seeing what, like, in the different fucking clans, like the idea of the different types of Amazons, and like that sounds cool too. What was the Creature Commandos? I'm a very big fan of horror, so I mean, he still can technically, right?
Reset.
Yeah, it's a reset, right?
I also do believe some things are just too spot on. Like, you don't have to.
he was John in the movie, in the anime.
Right, that's what he's saying. That's why I'm like, that's just too spot on. Like, you can get a little bit more creative,
because he said that he wants to make sure that he can have those actors do their voices. What better way to do it than to have somebody who's already done the voice? No. But remember, we're to believe that he's issuing in his own animated work.
Right, yeah.
So I'm not to expect that movie will continue to be canon to whatever he creates.
No,
so I'm like, if it's not,
I agree with that, but I'm saying if you already know, like, yo, he did that well, let's bring it back. Oh, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a continuation.
Do you know what problem you cause when you do shit like that? you know, people have been trying to make what's his name from Supernatural a fucking hero and something DC or
Batman.
Marvel for years. They will fan cast that motherfucker as Batman. Do you want that? You want that, Didge? That's the problem you run into if you give it to Aldous Hodge. That's what happens. That's what it'll snowball
right now, and I'll find a new fan casting for that.
It'll snowball. So for me, I'm like, keep it separate, please. No, because the amount of people that'll go, well, the door's open, right? It happened for Aldous. It's like, no, but don't expect that for you. Like, you can't do that. No, you're not
but now that we're talking about it, the Creature Commandos, I can't wait for the castings because we know now whoever gets casted is going to come over from that to become live action characters, versions of those characters.
Right.
So you're attached. Like once you're attached, you're attached to the animated and the live action world. That's cool. So that makes it even more exciting to hear the voice cast for the Creature Commandos. Even though like I know some of the characters. Like I'm not a big. I'm not gonna lie and tell you like I know everybody. I definitely not. Like I know Frankenstein, and I know Weasel obviously because he was in the Suicide Squad, and I more or less I know Rick Flag Sr. because Rick Flag Sr. was the original leader of the Suicide Squad was Rick Flag Sr. and later on it became Junior when it became more villain centric. Wow. But trying to think.
The more I hear it now, I understand why I picked it.
What happened?
He said the more he hears it, the more he understands why he picked it. I'm starting to pick up on your little slick shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I do look forward to seeing with that cast, like how eventually they form that. And it looks cool. He already wrote all 7 episodes apparently, so I look forward to seeing this shit. That's dope. Booster Gold. I've been waiting forever for Booster Gold, and like you were talking about earlier, man, you got to like come on. Like Blue Beetle comes out this year. Booster Gold's gonna come out eventually. You gotta find a way to connect that at some point. People want it. So that's my opinion on the shows.
I will say this now that you brought that up. As I pass it to you, Jamie, I am very interested. I know we'll never probably hear this, but I am interested to see the fact that he's connecting television to movies to video games. Right? I gotta know, how are you paying these motherfuckers? Like, is it per project? Because like I have to imagine the negotiations for that are like, well, we're doing 3 things.
Yeah,
we demand 3 different paychecks for those 3 different things, right? I have to imagine that that what's his name, Hash Slasher had no idea that this is going to be the case. Oh, we're paying 3 separate times. Oh, no.
Now you got 3 for 1 contract. 3 for 1 contracts. Like this is a bundle.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. Put this together, James. But no, I mean, like Joel said, there is a lot to be interested in. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to necessarily jump off the pages to you, but it's some things that maybe when you get a better look inside of what's to come, it might interest you a little bit more. Jamie, what are your thoughts on some of these TV series we're about to get?
I'm definitely interested in Paradise Lost, which is going to be set in Themyscira. You know, everybody's talking about kind of the Game of Thrones vibes. I'm interested to see how they're going to do that. Because like DC can be dark, but like Game of Thrones levels, that's I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a challenge, but it'll be different than the experiences I've had with DC so far.
You mean as far as violence? What do you mean?
You don't want to see a red wedding on Themyscira?
Yeah, no. The red wedding, I kid you not, I was crying for at least an hour.
Wait, are you saying you're curious to see if DC can do something like that?
I'm not necessarily, just like how it's going to work within like the DC universe, because I know a lot of people are already saying like, well, not a lot of people. I guess more specifically, my dad. My dad is like, DC is already dark and makes me depressed. Blah, blah, blah.
Condensed so much.
I mean, I know some people.
You were going to say your friend. No, specifically, just my dad. Just
the main person that said that is literally my dad. He's like, DC is dark and it makes me sad. That's why I like Marvel better. Blah blah blah. Like, so, and I'm sure that there are other people that, you know, have the same sentiment. They're like, you know, DC's always kind of dark, and I'm like, you know, I don't always want to be sad all the time. That's why I like Marvel better, because they laugh over there or whatever. So
well, I could definitely tell you that this DC will be more lighthearted. But Wonder Woman is a character that has made it very clear. There's a reason why I don't have a rogues gallery. You guys do. I kill my villains. I don't think Themyscira should be what we're looking at to maybe be more on the lighter side. That might be more dark. But the rest of the universe will be more colorful than it was before. Yeah. But Wonder Woman definitely is like, I just got like Cheetah. That's really it.
Yeah. Like, sometimes when I watch Game of Thrones, I'm like kind of disgusted by the things that I've seen on the screen after some episodes. You're like, wow, this character really did that. That's messed up. So to imagine like these same types of actions like being like taking place in Themyscira, like around Wonder Woman, who's supposed to be like, even though like things can get dark with her, I guess, but we still think of her as like one of the pillars of light with the Justice League and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of crazy to see. So I'm really interested to see what that's about. I'm also interested to see the Lantern show, since it's been forever since I feel like we've seen anything Green Lantern. So at this point, I'm just gonna take it. I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm happy. You get 2 lanterns, at least 2 lanterns. So the more the merrier. That'll be fun. And then Creature Commandos, like it sounds cool. It doesn't necessarily sound like something that I will like be looking forward to. But I also thought the same thing with Peacemaker at first, and then like slowly fell in love with it. So I'm open to suggestion there. Waller though, I'm with Didge. Waller, I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna do with this, but we'll see. And then Booster Gold, I have no idea who that is, so I will be learning with everybody else.
I don't know Booster Gold.
I don't. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, especially once you find
that screenshot.
Of what?
If you check your Twitter, I'll show you how easily I found that screenshot, like of a tweet already fan casting. It took
got you. I thought you were saying it like you had something on me. I'm like, what? You know how quickly you found what? Yes, exactly. That's my point. And you want to start that level of chaos. No, thank you. No, thank you. Bro, I'm already seeing people retweet Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland for Batman and Robin Brave and the Bold. Shit's crazy. Like, it gets dangerous. This is why
you know what?
Calm. It gets dangerous.
Tom Holland as Robin, I think would work. I think it will work.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa. You criticize this man as playing Spider-Man in Uncharted. What'd you do? What?
He did do that.
You want him to be Robin, though? You can separate those
Spider-Man and Robin. I feel like they're close enough to where if he just plays Spider-Man as Robin, I won't be upset because, like, it's like
he can play dark though. We saw that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset.
I'd be upset because Hollywood does need to realize there's not only Tom Holland in Hollywood.
You're right. You're right. People. And also to acknowledge what Ron was saying, I'm not saying that Tom Holland can't act. I definitely feel like it was a direction thing with Uncharted, and that's why things did not work out for me.
You sound like you was blaming it on Tom Holland. I ain't like that.
I kind of was before. I kind of was. But I have to acknowledge, every project is a team effort, so I'm definitely putting some weight on the director now. I'm like, you're not escaping this. You are a part of the problem.
Let's see what we got here before we move on to. Yes, I have learned to start translating Trayvon's petty. It's become a full blown job, but
all you have to do is just pay attention to when he talks like this.
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta pay attention.
The problem is talking. Yeah, but Didge, the problem is he's found a way to magically sync it when someone else is talking. So you're trying to hear the person talking, but then he just comes in right underneath it, and you're like, "Wait a minute, what was that?" And it's like, "Well, hold on, what'd you just say?" Like, that sounded wild as hell. What'd you just say? Yeah, so I'm learning to multitask here. Let's see what we got before we move to Tristan. Too obvious to suggest Del Toro for Swamp Thing movie. Give it to one of the newer horror directors instead. You know what? All in the game. I got a compromise for you. I believe all the members of Justice League Dark should be taken by some of these new and up-and-coming horror directors, but you save Justice League Dark for Guillermo del Toro. You let him do the big crescendo, and you allow other visionaries to set up the puzzle, right? And then allow him to come in and finish it. He did write what? Oh, yes, right.
Wrote that script.
Right.
I read it.
So for me, I think Guillermo should be able to do a Justice League type movie where everything's together rather than him setting up the pieces. I still look back at those Hellboy movies and I'm just like, no. So it felt like seeing the newer one felt just like the comics, and because I didn't know it when the first one came out, I didn't know, but I preferred that. Tristan, your thoughts on some of these series we're about to get?
So it's funny you bring up Hellboy, because I was gonna say that's the reason why I'm excited for Creature Commandos, just because I like any kind of monsters as heroes type story. So I'm definitely excited for that. I don't really know anything about those characters, but just the concept intrigues me. Viola Davis for the Amanda Waller series, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I mean, it's Viola Davis. So let's see, what were some of the other ones y'all mentioned?
I got you. So you got Creature Commandos, that's animated. The Waller series, the Lantern series, Paradise Lost, which is the mascara, and then Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. He travels through time, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wasn't he on Smallville?
Yes.
Was he? Okay.
Actually, that was a very good version of Booster Gold.
I saw some of that episode. So okay, Booster Gold. We'll see what happens with that. Time travel stories are kind of
did a good job with him in that.
So yeah, Booster Gold, Paradise Lost, and that's a prequel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah, that could be interesting. Green Lantern, that sounds cool too. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to all of them. Like I said, Creature Commandos is definitely at the top of my list. Yeah, they all sound good. It'll be interesting to see what this, how this new direction that James Gunn is going in, how that works out.
Did you guys see the picture for the Creature Commandos?
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. Like, at least we gave us a little taste.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love DC when it comes to animation, so I'll eat up really anything they give me at this point. Trayvon, you excited about some of these series you're about to get?
Hold on. Okay. What is that?
Are you excited about? Okay.
Some of them.
What are we here for?
Okay.
I was
you blanked out for a second.
Sorry,
what are we doing? So what are some of the ones that stand out to you?
Let's see. The Lanterns, the Authority.
Oh.
No. You're skipping around. We're talking only the TV series. That's a movie.
It is? Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's good. Interesting. Creature Commandos is basically Suicide Squad Part 2. So no, I'm not very excited about that. Cool, whatever. The Waller show.
You like the first one?
The Waller show. I don't know why. I mean, sure, good for her. Have Viola. Let's see. The Lantern I'm really excited about because it's Jon Stewart finally. Just want to see him. I don't really care about how. Just be honest. Paradise Lost. You don't have Wonder Woman, so I'm like, sure. See the island. See them.
Does it not have Wonder Woman?
Fighting.
No, it's a
prequel series, Jamie.
Yeah.
I felt like
it's about the
like
island without the
that.
superpowered one.
Listen,
so it's like,
man.
Sure.
Well, I mean, all of them are strong in their own way. It's not like there's a bunch of humans on that island, Trayvon.
Debatable.
No, it's kind of not. Like, they're all warriors. So I mean,
Amazons.
Yeah,
they're not half gods. Like
no,
Diana.
but yeah, they have their own strength.
Okay, all right.
I'm just saying.
That's nice. Okay, we about to say Justin.
Wait. So Amazons don't have powers? Is that what we're saying?
I think they have a version of like super strength, but like nothing near like what Diana has. That's why she was, coveted so much, because it's like, oh, we haven't seen anything like it.
Okay.
It's like, you're one of a kind. So like, this is awesome.
They still do have superhuman strength and stuff, like
right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and stamina. But they're
it's
like
just
you
not
said, they're
looked
not
at
gods.
the same as right. It's not looked at the same as that. She's clearly head over heels stronger than everybody on that island.
Right. She's a demigod.
Right.
They're just enhanced human almost, I guess.
Right. I was about to say what I was just trying to explain to Trayvon is that they're not just like regular humans just walking around. Like they have their own strength.
To me, compared to Wonder Woman,
Of course.
regular.
She's one of one. What do you mean? That's like saying the rest of the Justice League isn't Superman. Well, yeah, it's one of one, but they're unique in their own way.
I'm gonna watch all these.
I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just saying they're not weak. Is all I'm just trying to say.
I will be watching all these things, but am I excited for a show about them scared without Wonder Woman involved? No,
that's fair.
So just be honest.
Yep, that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I was just trying to say you were writing it off like hey, it's little weaklings. I don't give a shit. It's like well,
that's kind of how I.
You're gonna see the strength of these women for sure. Yeah,
I mean, sure.
I think that's the point too. It's a world builder type of show.
Yeah.
So.
It's a placeholder. Let's be real. It's just a placeholder.
Oh yeah, like
so
I
figure
said,
out what they want to do with Wonder
they
Woman.
haven't. Well, if they have, they haven't. They're not telling us yet.
Right. Well, we also can believe it wouldn't come anytime soon, which is why the show is taking place. I also believe this show will end up not having a season 2. So there's just a lot you shouldn't worry about for the future of any of this. It'll introduce the world of Wonder Woman, right? That we've only gotten sprinkles of in the last 2 movies. Then we'll get a Wonder Woman movie where you can kind of utilize a lot of it. And then that's it. It'll just be Wonder Woman going forward. Wait, what did you say?
I said we got more of a cup of it, you know, of the world. I think we got enough in the other movies, but that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know,
are you convincing yourself?
Right.
No, I'm just saying. You said we got a dash. I feel like we got more than that. I feel like we saw good about the mascara, but you know that's
no. I'm just saying the way you said it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like I thought you were trying to convince yourself. It'll be all right, bro.
I kind of am.
One of them was a flashback, but sure. I guess we got enough. Anything to you, Trayvon? Yes.
Let's go to the last one, right? Yeah. He should be fun. He's an idiot, so that should be fun to see that. So that should be fun. I mean, he's an idiot. He's like
I just made the face because you said it should be fun, and then said it because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know that was a precursor.
Those well, so it'd be good.
He's a cocky dumbass.
Yeah.
I want to be more like it, Joel. Wait, Jamie, you don't remember Justice League Unlimited at all?
No, I never said I didn't. I remember.
Mr. Gold was in Justice League Unlimited. He even had an arc.
The future and
well, in my defense, he kind of looks like what's his face from Batman the Brave and the Bold, the stretchy guy. He kind of looks like him.
Plastic Man?
A little. I might be the visor. But he kind of looks like him a little bit to me.
Plastic Man actually usually wears glasses, like shades.
Like shades, yeah.
His is more of like a visor type.
His design is not that unique, in my opinion. So I'm like,
it's definitely more unique than Plastic Man's. Who's very much a regular bitch.
I spent time with Plastic Man. Okay, I spent time. No. I
love Plastic Man, but I'm like, I definitely don't look at their 2 costumes and go,
Plastic Man and Justice League.
They're equatable. Yes, he was in maybe 1 or 2 episodes. It wasn't. It was like Booster Gold.
Elongated Man was.
But also, in my defense, I don't know how old I was when I watched Justice League Unlimited. I was under the age of at least 13, under 13. So I was.
No, I get you. I just
a lot from that.
I'm sorry. That was me projecting. That's my apology. I just there's so much of Justice League Unlimited that's ingratiated in my brain. There's very few things I don't remember character wise, like who I saw. So that's why I was just like, did you not see it? Like he was in it. but I get you. I definitely get you. It was a whole episode dedicated to him. Like he had his own episode. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, yeah, I definitely didn't.
No shade to Booster Gold, but
no. I didn't take it that way. I was just, I thought maybe, let's see here from Tia, everybody. I'm still watching The Last of Us, but I wanted to know what you guys' thoughts on Gunn's comment about Zachary Levi. So before we end TV on AJ, I don't know what he said. What
I have it up.
Yeah, go tell him, dude.
So obviously it's about the Twitter controversy with Zachary Levi, stuff that he's been saying. He goes, actors and filmmakers that I work with are going to say things that I agree with and things that I don't agree with. And that's going to happen. I don't have a list of things that somebody should say because of what I think. And I can't be changing my plans all the time because an actor says something that I don't agree with. By the same token, if somebody is doing something morally reprehensible, then that's a different story. We all have to take that stuff into account. It's a balance. It's a modern world, and it's a different place.
Not wrong with that. I like it.
It was very measured.
I mean,
it was very
you know what it also sounds like, Didge? It also sounds like somebody with a Twitter history is trying to say, I'm not about to be the pot that calls the kettle black. So there's gonna be some shit y'all might see. Might be wild. I'll handle it when it comes to across my desk. But I am the last person that's about to jump off a ledge and criticize some shit. So bear with me.
That was crazy. How he got canceled. James Gunn got canceled and then uncanceled. Like, because then he get kicked off a project and then he got brought back.
Yeah. Marvel let him go.
To be fair, that was right at the height of cancel culture slowly starting to not really give a fuck as much as before. So it's kind of just like, we got him out. And then once he was out, they were just like, I don't even remember. Who did we get out again? Oh, James Gunn. Oh, he's back.
I really don't think cancel culture works because like anybody that's been like quote unquote canceled has very easily come back after like it blows over in a few months. Anybody that's really been canceled, it's because they let people cancel them. They let people tell them, hey, we don't want to see you anymore. Like, Chris Brown's still making millions, making lots of money after what he
We're not gonna get too lost in it, but I do believe cancel culture only works for larger platforms, right? Like if you want to do some shit like the Oscars, the Grammys, stuff like that, like big things that you're putting a company's name on with your face plastered on it. Right. Now, if you're doing things that only affect you individually, like you're a comedian, so you're going on tour, you still have your loyal fan base. Cancel culture didn't cancel your fan base. They still love you. You can go live the rest of your life just touring with the 30 people you bring around you, right? So it's like, it just depends. It truly depends. Like there was no way Disney was going to let what James Gunn had from his tweets be a face on their company. Right? They weren't going to allow that. Warner Brothers at the time was very much just like, we don't care. You can come here. You want to come here? You can come right here. Yeah, we don't care. Let's see. The guy who canceled him got James' career to work out spectacularly. Yes, pretty much. Especially because he landed back in Marvel to finish out, only to then go back fully to DC. I mean, I've never seen luck spring like that. So
his goal was to cancel him that days.
Right. Trayvon, you were just getting really good at that. You snuck that in right as Joel was talking. That was perfect. But to answer your question, Tia, it's more so like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really care. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If you told me Zachary Levi was no longer my Shazam, I wouldn't care. You told me that he is my Shazam. I don't really care. I don't even know what he said, so I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't know what he said. I don't really care to know what he said. It's just one of those things. I don't follow him on any social media. I never have. I won't start today.
It wasn't anything too crazy, in my opinion. Like he's still, I think he's wrong, but there are a lot of people like him now that's just like, they're just among us. They're among us at this point.
I'm it's the stuff I found out afterwards that really was like, oh,
that's the thing. Well, that's at that point they were on a roll.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
okay, maybe I'm out of the
snowball effect.
Them videos started coming, man. I was like, damn.
Okay. Oh, I also wanted to say yesterday, I forgot to say this. Does anybody else think Shazam looks like he's wearing a dodgeball? His suit kind of looks like a dodgeball.
Before I answer this question, where do you think it looks like he's wearing a dodgeball?
The whole red texture? That's a freaking dodgeball, bro.
I thought that, but I was like, maybe I'm being nasty. Like, what would I
say? Every time I see him, I'm like, there's dodgeball, boy.
I get it now.
I didn't.
It was so there.
Every time I see him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought Trayvon was puppeting you just now. I was about to say that's some shit Trayvon would say. What? Like hell no, I'm not about to. You don't have to get me to answer that. That's what I'm like. What are you talking about?
You guys got to get your head out
His
the
suit
gutter.
looks
man.
like one big. Okay, got you. Okay, I wasn't the only one, so I feel secure. I wasn't the only one.
You guys got to get your head out the gutter.
I mean, it was just it was very weirdly structured what you said, Jamie. It was left open for any kind of interpretation. I'm going to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I understand what you meant.
You know.
You had me sitting here going, should I even acknowledge what you just said? Like, what are we even talking about? Oh, I got you. The suit as a whole. No, but now I might see it like that going forward. But no, I never personally thought that. But
Dang.
yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
I can
see it now that you said it. Yeah, I can see it now that you said it.
Suits are like that now, so it's like
right.
I didn't think
I feel like it's maybe just the red, and then seeing the texture that makes me think dodgeball. Because I feel like if it was a different color, I wouldn't take it.
Yeah, I see it now. Trayvon, was there anything else you wanted to add before we ended off with AJ?
Something I just read about Superman and Lois.
I forgot to tell you guys that earlier. Yeah,
Joel said that to me an hour ago. Yeah, he said that to me an hour ago.
Interesting.
You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like, Trayvon?
What?
Guess when that would end?
Right for the Superman movie.
Right before the Superman movie. Okay, so to my defense, I did not know the Superman movie was that far away. I thought it'd be a lot closer. So my apologies. You did think that it would live on a little bit longer, which is hilarious because I guarantee you, if you ask the writers this season, they wrote that shit like it was an ending. I guarantee you they did. They did. They gonna fix it up now, but they wrote it like it was an ending. But yeah, okay. That's the last of it, and then all the other shit that's not James Gunn is gone. All right, AJ, end this out. What are your thoughts on these shows we're getting?
You fall asleep?
All right, no problem. Let's head to movies. All right.
Moving on.
All right, so movies. We got Superman Legacy, The Batman Part 2. That name will change.
Did we get that?
Yeah.
I saw there was something on Twitter about it, but I didn't know if that was like a part of James's plan or like a
No.
This is separate.
James is just saying, since my name is on DC now, this is a son of mine. It's not. he's not necessarily invited to the cookout, but
just separate them and do the Elseworld separately.
Okay, I'll do the Elseworld separately. All right, okay. Superman Legacy.
The one Elseworld thing?
No.
Huh? No. Joel's just saying that's an Elseworld. Separate.
No, he was saying
he put an S. Yeah, he put an S by accident.
Okay.
Joker's Elseworld too.
Yeah,
he didn't speak on Joker today.
Yeah, more than one. That's what Didge was saying. But yes, you're right. Yes, I will add Joker in later. So
I meant today. Like
yes, I get you, Didge. I understood you. Superman Legacy, The Brave and the Bold, The Authority, Swamp Thing, and Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. I do like that something of tomorrow was given to one of them. I do appreciate that. Maybe, Joel, they might use the Man of Tomorrow for Woman of Tomorrow, and we get Martian Manhunter in that shit. We get Lobo in that shit. Who knows? Maybe they might give it to her.
It's basically going to be the comic book, right? Or at least somewhat adapted from the comic book. I didn't read it, so I can't tell you. You know who did read it? The man is probably asleep right now. He would tell us more about it, but...
Yeah, but he's gone. So
he's gone.
All right. So before I go forward, giving him a second, let's answer a few of these questions here. Guessing Sasha Calle ain't gonna be the lead of the Supergirl movie.
They don't know yet. That's what they said. They were asked.
I'll say this: if you're gonna bring back, which I believe because of all the rave reviews it's getting, if you're gonna bring back the director handpicked his Supergirl. Kind of feel like if you're gonna keep a lot of what he did in that movie.
I was gonna say
Supergirl shouldn't be what you kick out if you're gonna still use a Supergirl.
If he's directing the movie, that's different. But it depends.
I'm just saying. I kind of believe if speaking of this movie the way that they were, sounds like a lot of this they liked. So
but
I'm like
a lot of stuff that we know is not coming back. So it's like
oh, for sure, the Batmans. But outside of that, there's a world where it could where Sasha could come back.
Possibly Flash and other stuff.
Yeah, there's a world where Sasha could come back. So I will not vehemently say that she's gone.
Like I said,
Um,
they said they don't know yet.
let's see. Before I go back to you, AJ, order of preference: Lanterns, Paradise Lost, Waller, Booster Gold, and Creature Commandos. Okay, no problem. All right, AJ, did you wake up or you want us to keep going?
I was grabbing a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Was that NyQuil?
Yeah. Oh, you know what I forgot, Trayvon? I forgot before we even started any of this. I was supposed to play James Gunn's video. Anyway, we're past it. AJ, your thoughts on the TV series before we start off on the movies?
My first pick is Paradise Island. I'm very excited for that one, especially since it's focusing on Wonder Woman's world, the mascara and all that. I like that they're not focusing on Wonder Woman. I like that they're building the world around her first. And specifically, I like this idea because the recent comic Historia did focus a lot on her history and how she was made. So this could be a little bit sort of like a sequel to that in some ways. So I really like that, especially since they can focus on the political aspects of the mascara and the action. And that's where I think the Game of Thrones comes into play. Not the violence per se, but the political aspect of it. So I really like that. What was the other ones?
Damn, AJ. Creature Commandos, Waller, Lanterns.
I got it. Lanterns, I'm really excited for. Finally getting Hal Jordan. Finally getting Jon Stewart. So that's amazing. I hopefully with the Lantern series, they build upon not just the Green Lanterns, but the orange, red, blue lanterns within the series.
Yeah, you got to build me up to Atrocitus for sure. Yeah.
Look, especially since it's just called Lanterns, it's not specifically Green Lanterns. So to get that world building with multiple lanterns would be cool as well.
I do have to ask this. This might be wild, but Joel, I want to ask you specifically because you didn't hate when it happened, and you know how much I did. We saw what that Jon Stewart animated movie did. Do you think James Gunn is maybe not far from going down the storyline of how Jordan may be kind of going evil, doing that whole thing to prominently make not Hal Jordan, I'm sorry, Jon Stewart, the dominant Green Lantern for the Earth sector?
I mean, I did not mind it in the animated movie.
You didn't. I hated every second of it.
I mean, I wasn't against it. I'd like to see some. I would like to see how a little bit more before that ever actually happens. If it happens, but I mean, not totally against it, but I don't know.
To me, I would only accept it. I'm going to go right to you, AJ. Don't worry. I would only accept it if you're sticking with Hal Jordan being the same age that was reported years ago, right?
Older.
And then, yes, much older. Because then I'm kind of like, well, I mean, I don't really think they're going to do much Hal Jordan driven, you know what I'm saying, focuses here. It's the pass the torch to John. So I'm fine if you're doing that. No. I don't want that. I want them to not be drastically apart age-wise so I can get both of them. One is just more so space. The other one is specifically Earth. And then when you get more Green Lantern movies, they come together. But if you want to do it that way, I'm fine. I just don't want a universe where you're starting off with there not being a Hal Jordan. I think that's fucking blasphemy. The same way people want to just wipe out Barry and start with Wally. I believe in there needs to be a structure of this shit. Now, if you're saying Barry's old and at some point you're passing it to Wally to take over, no problem. But to just start that shit is why it's like saying I want to just start with Nightwing. Fuck a Batman, it's just Nightwing. That's ridiculous for me. So that's my issue. I need Hal Jordan is all I'm saying. But go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in my head, I can see this series moving up to like a Sinestro Corps War or anything like that, and you can sort of get like a parallax, and him taking over Hal Jordan for that specific movie, so that Jon Stewart can be the lead for that specific movie as well. So that would be a cool idea for them to do if they do that.
I could see the show maybe ending with it seeming like Hal sacrificed himself, but really he was taken over by Parallax. Yeah. And then that leads into the Green Lantern movie where it's just like, oh shit, Hal is alive. But wait, he's evil? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it gives the audience time of just adjusting to the fact that it's Jon Stewart's. It's his world. We're just living in it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Hal Jordan is still going to be there down the line. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish us out on the shows, AJ, so we can get to movies.
Creature Commandos, I'm really excited for, specifically because it's animated. I really like animation, so that's cool. Waller, I'm not very excited for it. I'm actually a little confused on why they're sticking with the whole Suicide Squad type of thing, especially since they're rebooting it at the same time. So
I don't know if we can keep using that word.
That's what they said after the Flash. They said after the Flash was going to.
No, I get you. I get you. To me, like I was telling Joel earlier, you're reimagining the universe if any of these people are coming back. You're not rebooting.
I don't know if it's a reboot anymore.
It's not a reboot. If you're saying there's a possibility that Ezra could return, Gal could return, Jason could return as Aquaman. Like if we're getting familiar faces, you're just reimagining the world. You're not rebooting it.
Yeah, but you're also getting different characters that we already know. So what was the point of him taking away Henry Cavill? It's just little things like that.
Well, he spoke to that. He said, well, technically Henry was never under contract, so I wasn't obligated to keep him. We believe Jason Momoa is still under contract and Gal Gadot is still under contract. They were working on their third movies.
Everybody you just mentioned is under contract.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing from 1 and 3 that's slated to be gone is Patty Jenkins.
Jenkins, right. So again, I don't know any of this shit to be true or false. I'm only telling you what the man said, and I don't know the man to be a liar, so I won't assume he's starting now. He said that there was no deal for when Henry came back. It was just the idea of them starting, once he made that announcement, going into negotiations of him becoming Superman. But once it was given to James and Peter Safran, they're like, well, if he's not under contract and I got a chance to make my own Superman, I'm going to fucking make my own Superman. You know what I'm saying? And we know there was a vacancy in Batman altogether.
Yeah.
Batman was
Trayvon, I'm not going into your conspiracy theories. That's all conspiracy theory. We're not doing conspiracy theories. I don't see why he wouldn't. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so for me, I take it more so as a retooling, reimagining, not a reboot. Reboot is what we thought we were getting into. Like everything was starting anew. Seems more so like you might keep a few same faces and then create new ones. It's just a reimagining.
That's what it's called.
You say universe reset, but it's not really.
It is if all the stories.
No, I was about to say, you are resetting the universe. You're just not rebooting it. That's my issue. Yeah. But go ahead, AJ. So we can head.
That was it. Waller was the last one.
All right. I would like to say I would like to see Waller more ingratiated in Justice League shit. Like have her, have a scene with Batman down the line. Have her have these scenes where she is ingratiated. Like I know all the shit about all of you fuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want her to be more ingratiated.
I will say in the previous DCU, the interaction between Batman and Amanda Waller in the Suicide Squad was pretty awesome.
It was confusing, but awesome. The man threatened her with a team he did not have yet. That still haunts me.
In the movie, yeah.
Credit scene,
animated series, I like.
Oh no! AJ was saying in the movie, the interaction we got in Suicide Squad movie,
the live action movie.
Yeah, the live action movie.
As like you said, to me it didn't make sense. You're right. But,
she gave him the folder of the characters, and he said, "Don't make the team have to come back." Like the team, bitch. What you don't even know what? Like, what team do you have? Like when I make it,
It's Alexa's team. Remember, Lex named them all.
Right. He named them all. Batman just swooped in and was like, "This was me. I did this. This is my creation."
He took credit for it.
Right. He took credit for all of it. Didge. So, do you want me to go over the movie lineup again, or are you good to go right into it?
No, I have it.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, go over because I'm gonna because this list is all over the place.
I got you. No problem. I got it in perfect order. Superman Legacy, The Brave and the Bold, The Authority, Swamp Thing, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Honestly, I'm really excited for all of them. I'm really, really excited for the Superman and Supergirl movies. The Brave and the Bold, interesting choice to go right to Damian. Very interesting choice to go right to Damian.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You miss out on a lot of Robin storylines by going right to Damian.
Several Robin storylines. Different.
Like,
to be fair, you can always go back to them. But yeah,
you can. You could.
I always, to me, that's always.
Do we?
To me, that bothers me so much.
Yeah,
to me, if you're skipping it, it's fucking skipped.
Like, I don't want to
it's
see
skipped.
I don't want to see an entire flashback storyline of because you saw Red Hood. Now we got to go to
We got to flash back to his child.
That.
Yeah, I don't want it either.
So,
I'm with you there.
That's
I don't
so
want that shit
happening.
either.
You know that, right?
Wait, say it again.
I think that's so happening.
I know, and that's
Nah,
why I brought that
to me,
as an example.
That's
It's
so
If any of them is gonna happen, that's gonna happen.
It's gonna be
so lazy.
but it's going to happen. Yeah, like I said, that's my biggest question with the Brave and the Bold. Now back to the Superman and Supergirl movie and how excited I am for them. I have been waiting for a new Superman movie since we got the last Superman movie. Supergirl, I feel like I've been waiting for a movie for her forever. So I don't care who it's going to be. I'm assuming they're going to pick great actors for both. But the fact that we're getting both of them on screen makes me very, very happy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm excited for all of them. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I cut you off. Go ahead.
I didn't want it to make it seem like I'm not excited for all of them. I'm just super excited for those two. So that was like my big hit. Where I was like, oh, okay, we're in here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I think I feel almost exactly how you feel. Joel was reminding me that, the Brave and the Bold is essentially, everything I enjoyed about the animation of Batman that we just got in the new 52 animation world, which he's absolutely right. I loved it. But again, I wasn't depending on that to make a cohesive Batman universe, right? They were sometimes all over the place. That for me was more so just like, this is where the wild shit can exist, right? And I don't really put much pressure on it, right? But in the bigger things, it's kind of just like, yeah, I mean, it does leave you the opening of, if you're saying that Dick Grayson's already Nightwing, right? You can do a younger Dick Grayson. If Matt Reeves wanted to do that, he could do that. But for me, it's like
Robin, and you get Dick Grayson Nightwing.
Right. But for me, that's why I'm saying, because there's so much about what Didge is saying about Red Hood that, like, I literally turned my screen off for work as soon as I saw this, because my brain was just like, what the? Because I'm like, if you do flashbacks, you're still robbing us of experiencing that whole arc. You know what I'm saying?
Under the Red Hood,
there's a flashback.
Under the Hood, it was all flashback.
I completely agree with you, but what I'm saying is that was a one-off. That wasn't a universe builder. So you're allowed to do that as a one-off.
No one cared about Jason, and that's why he was voted to be killed.
And I completely agree with you. That is not the same mentality today.
I'm not the person to argue, because I wanted Dick to be Robin from the get. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that. But I'm not going to complain, because I don't have to wait 20 years before we get to all. Now we have all the Robins. I don't know about Tim. Tim's the only one. I don't know. Is he going to be part of that history or not? I don't know. I'm very curious. But even if they keep him, you have all the Robins already established. Now you can have your Bat family from the get, and you don't got to wait to get to that point. You know what I mean?
No, and I get you. And what I'm saying, and I don't want to speak for you, Didge. All I'm saying is, all that is fine, and I could sleep calmly at night. My only issue is what you just said is the inevitable. is what my issue is, because to me it's just like, if you're aging it this far out, it's done. I don't need to revisit it at all. It's done. That's history now. You know what I'm saying? It's history. I don't need to revisit it. Go ahead, AJ.
I would also like to, on Joel's point, I would like to say, since it's already been established, they can always do like a prequel film. Nothing says that they can't do that. So it doesn't have to be a flashback, but it's still, you can still tell those stories.
I kind of just want, if you're bold enough to do this, then you live with it, which means there's just no need to go backwards. Go forward. So it's all the stories going forward.
Let's not get too hasty.
You know,
if they're saying they're gonna do it, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Trayvon, because I talked a lot already.
I was just thinking, like, by the time you get this movie, it'll be like 2029, 2030. Like the Batman
what movie?
Part 3, Brave and the Bold. Like that's gonna be that's coming no time soon. Like Superman is what, 2025. Right. Batman Part 2 is 2025. You're not getting Brave and the Bold until like 2030. Like, so it's like by the time you get there, we'll be at Batman Part 3 maybe, and there might be a Dick Grayson or whatever in there by the time. Because Rob Pattinson getting older and older, they can do it. Like just do some time jumps and just have Rob.
But you saying what I said. That's what I'm saying.
It'll be Rob's over there. You're not
that's
gonna
fine.
All the Brave and the Bold. Like so,
that's my point. I know, that's my point. The fact that you are aging them up as much as you are, that's what I'm saying. It's now about the future, not the past. The past is the past. That's all I'm saying. Just keep it in the past. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I know what you're saying.
If the story calls for it, it's fine to have flashback. I don't need a whole flashback movie. But like Under the Red Hood, if they have points where they want to show you certain things, are you really against that?
Yes, because if you're going to do that, and
Not
you're telling me,
movie, though. Like,
no, I get you, but hear me.
Flashbacks.
Hear me. I'm saying that if there's a possibility that Matt Reeves could give us Dick Grayson, that means that Matt Reeves could then give us all these things that your characters have already experienced. We can see it live out through there. I don't need the flashbacks of it. Let it live through out there.
Brave and the Bold, and just worry about them.
Yeah, but it still goes to my point of what me and Didge were saying of, it's very bold to start off with Damien. Skip all
bold.
of the other.
I don't disagree that it's bold. I'm cool.
Yeah, once I'm sitting in front of it, I'm sure it'll wash over me. But this is just some wild ass shit. Some very wild ass shit.
It is.
But I do love the picture that was shown for it, because that Batman looks just like the Batman we were saying we wanted to see from his universe. That can connect the cape. It can be fucking dramatic as hell. So it looked like it fit for the Batman I need. So I'm very curious to see where they cast this Batman. That'll be a very interesting sight to see. I do also love the serendipity that we're getting a Batman and Superman movie in the same year. That's not connected. Fucking doozy. All right. Tristan, I want to go to you next. You got your wish. You got the authority. You got him. How you feeling, man? You won.
Good. I'm feeling good. Finally, we're getting the authority. Although I'm really wondering what incarnation of the team is going to be. Like, I posted on Twitter about the original team. Like a couple years ago, they did Superman and the Authority, and they only included some of the original characters, and there were some new characters, and there was Superman. And originally the Authority took place in the Wildstorm universe, which was separate from the main DC universe. And then they integrated them into the DC universe, and then it's been like it's been a mess since they've joined the mainstream DC universe. So all that being said, I'm hoping we get the original team, but I'm also like, okay, it might be Superman and the Authority or something like that. I really hope not, because that might throw things off.
They posted the whole like list of them on DC's website, so I don't think it's the
and James Gunn's a fan of Warren Ellis and the original.
Okay, okay, awesome. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Like Apollo and the Midnighter were originally them making fun of Batman and Superman, and then like Warren Ellis like kind of really defined them, and Warren Ellis and Mark Millar kind of defined them and gave them kind of their own. Well, at least with the Midnighter, really kind of gave him his own sort of personality. So it'll be interesting to see like how they address that. but I'm excited. Like characters like Jack Hawksmoor, which he's like the leader, um, and he has the ability to like connect with cities in all these weird ways, and has all these weird like urban type powers that he gains powers from being in cities. Like it's gonna be really cool to see all of that on screen. So I'm looking forward to it. And again, I want that original team. So yeah.
What are your thoughts on the other movies we're getting? The
Oh
Brave
yeah, I
and the
don't.
Bold, Superman,
yeah.
Supergirl.
Yeah, I don't care about those. Yeah, I just don't. I just don't really care about
I love
those.
the honesty.
That's fair.
So it's like, okay, I'll watch. I'm gonna watch them. I'll watch them, but
We care too much. You don't care.
like, cause I'm just, I'm not I'm not just a huge fan of, never mind. Let me not say that. Let me stop.
Speak your
Yeah.
truth, man. Speak
Your truth.
I was gonna say, I'm just like, I'm more of a Marvel guy, so it's like, yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No kidding.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Mainly because to me, I like that. I like when it's layered, right? So like when we go into any conversations, I know to not come to you with an overabundance of joy of DC, right? Because you'll just hit me with the, yeah, no, that sounds okay. All right, sure. Right? I know you're my go-to for Marvel. Marvel shit pops off. Let's talk Marvel with Tristan. I just know you don't share the same excitement for DC. And to me, that's completely fine, right? I think the fan base as a whole has worked itself in a tizzy to where it's like, well, if you don't like everything I like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like you. And it's like, well, not everyone likes everything, right? There's some people that are DC hardcores that don't like Marvel, right? That so much so it's been radiated once James Gunn got brought on. Oh, please don't make it like Marvel. And it's like, what do you mean? Successful? Like, what should they avoid? Like, what should they avoid here? Success, box office hits, like critically acclaimed. What should they avoid?
Everything.
So I'm like, to me, I don't think there's an issue with just stating, hey, it just doesn't do it for me. Because you know what that means, Tristan? It leaves the ability for James Gunn in these movies to maybe change your mind. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
So I like that. I like that it's not just closed-minded, like, fuck DC and anything DC does. No, it's just more so like, I'm just not rushing to it. You know? Like,
Nah, Tristan, you're dead to me.
Not dead. Dead over here.
He definitely just said, that's it. Done. But no, definitely, guys, stay tuned throughout this week when we drop it. Joel and Tristan will be kind of educating you on the authority, on all the things you should know, all the things you should maybe get excited for, and the possibilities of what this means adding it to the DCU going forward.
Conflict.
Lots of it. So definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And please go check out our Wonder Woman video we have up. It's doing pretty good numbers right now. And we had a blast making it. So you guys make sure you go check that out. All right, let me pass this to let me pass this to AJ. Yeah, my nail got stuck in my chin hair and it just yanked the fuck out of it. But AJ, your thoughts on the movie lineup that James Gunn revealed?
Okay, Superman Legacy. I'm very excited for that. It's about time we got
That's a
another
nice
Superman.
name too. That's
It
a
is
nice name.
It is a nice name.
Clean.
I love it.
It Superman should be, right? Like it just it embodies what we should expect.
Plain and
Right,
simple,
right.
yeah.
100%. Right.
mean?
Superman Woman of Tomorrow is my second. Love the comic book version of it. It's incredible. Mike said it's the best comic book of all time. I'm a little bit of a disagreement there. It is one of the best though.
Mike's on a roll with this of all time, huh? We talked about him yesterday. He is on a roll. Go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry.
And then we got Batman Brave and the Bold, which I'm very excited for. I'm pretty sure that's coming out the same year as the Batman Part 2 is coming out as well. So
no, I'll say this: he only gave years to Superman and the Batman sequel Matt Reeves is doing. That's 2025.
It was Superman that was the same time as the Batman.
Right. Whoa, hold on. You thought for a second he was dropping 2 Batman movies in the same year?
Yeah, I really did.
Oh, hell nah. Yeah, you can't do shit like that. No, you can't.
That would have been
You know how rough that would have been?
Oh, man. Picture you. I mean, look, that is literally.
It's not rough for the fans, but I'm saying
I dream for. But to start my year with Batman and to end my year with Batman, yeah, the questions that would come up would be just unbearable.
It's already going to be complicated as it is. 2 live action.
I was about to say, that's already complicated enough. But putting it in the same year? No need. But go ahead.
What is that? Batman Brave and the Bold. I really like the I actually like them actually making it further up with Damian. I really like the aspect where they can use the League of Assassins and all of that. So I feel like there's more stories to tell there than with any other Robins, even though there's still a lot of Robin stories to tell. But I feel like Damian's more of a progressor for Batman, more so than anybody else. So that's something that I really like. Swamp Thing. I'm super excited for Swamp Thing. I'm still pissed that they canceled the series and he's coming back. It's about time. So Swamp Thing is also one of my most anticipated of the list. The Authorities. I know nothing about the Authorities, and I'm going to keep it that way. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm going to keep it that way. I want to stay surprised with this series. I mean, this movie. So I'll just leave it at that. What was the rest of them? Yeah,
that was it.
No, was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
You nailed it.
You got it. Yeah, Swamp Thing for me. I really did think. Part of me did think you start with Constantine because, like, out of everybody in Justice League Dark right now, there is no one more popular than John Constantine.
Not at all.
But to be fair, we are getting a John Constantine movie anyway. That's already been announced.
No, we are, but I don't know. I don't know if that's connected. I don't know.
I actually just heard a rumor from Umberto.
Good.
That they might connect Constantine with Swamp Thing.
Oh, then I put even more pressure on Keanu Reeves to look more like John Constantine this time.
That's what worried me. I'm like, oh, if it's not going to be Elseworlds, then I'm like,
yeah, you just got to do a way better job than you did that first go around. But to be fair, when you first dropped it, no one really knew who the fuck Constantine was.
Yeah, that was my introduction.
You could get away with it, right? Yeah. But now, because he's so wildly popular, yeah, you can't fuck that up. You got to just do better. Clearly, there won't be an accent, so that's out of the window. But that blonde hair is non-negotiable.
Don't force him to do an accent.
No, please don't. Don't force Keanu Reeves to do an accent. I've lived enough of superheroes forcing accents on people. Enough. Just no more. It's okay. But yeah, so I mean, for me, Swamp Thing I'm very excited about. Like I said, I want some of these new visionary horror directors to get a shot at somebody like Swamp Thing. Because that could really feel separate, but obviously be connected to the bigger arc of the DCU. But it's telling a whole nother facet of the DCU, right? It's building to Justice League Dark. It's giving you all those monsters and the supernatural and all that. So for me, I'm really excited for that. It's funny that you said that, AJ, of like us now getting League of Assassins, Shadows, whatever they choose to call it.
Which one?
Right. Because the first thing I thought of what was Son of Batman was like, oh man, maybe even Slade, right? Put some Slade up in that shit. I'm game for that. I wouldn't be mad if
I've heard one of the rumors is that if Ben Affleck comes back to direct any movie or specifically a Batman movie, they will like work on his script that he worked on with the Terminator script. That's what I've heard.
Will say that man would have the most massive fucking balls to step foot anywhere near any fucking thing Batman and slap his name on it. So yeah, that'll take some getting used to for me. Because I'm like, bitch, we're here because you decided to throw a cork wrench and all that was going on. But no, so I'm very excited for that. I wouldn't mind if they followed what the animated movies did of villain wise.
No.
Like you
Talk about
go
rewatch them shits now.
right, you go Slade, you go Quarter the Owls, and then I think they did some shit with Talia again that you could skip. But
Damn.
you give me League of Assassins and then Quarter the Owls with Talon maybe trying to take Damien under his wing. I say yes. I would fall in love with that very quickly.
Okay, Dick.
All right, Trayvon. This lineup, what we liking out of it? Why were you trying to move out of the camera? What was you doing?
Honestly,
I thought he had some rough words to say.
It's still possible.
The main thing that I, as I've heard about the Authority, that is definitely top of my list at this point.
Okay.
If they go all out, if they do what they need to do with these characters, if they somehow tame them down or something like that, I'm gonna hate it. They better do right by the two characters that I'm excited about. Superman.
Can I ask a dumb question? The two characters you care about fly, correct?
One of them.
No, I care about the gayness of the characters. They better keep that. They better do that. Don't tone it down. Don't play with me. I'm not playing.
Can I ask you, where did you go to research to find that? Like, where did you go?
We told them yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
Got you.
He's always talking about it.
And now it's all over the place today.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's very excited about it, and that's how I know who they are. So.
Gotcha.
Like, oh.
Okay, no problem. I was just
He just had like a radar that went off. Like
no, it was Googleable.
A lot. I didn't know they were in the Authority until Joel said it yesterday. I was like, oh, those characters are in there. Cool.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I got you.
But yeah, so Superman, like, it's not a Superman movie. 2025,
but he can fly.
Yeah,
we know Trayvon's not looking forward to the Superman movie. There we go. Come on. Why are we acting crazy, guys? We know that's what it was. Come on.
So
they haven't cast him yet. He'll like him after the fact.
We'll see.
Right now, it's nobody.
We'll see. I don't know.
He got abs. Eventually, he'll be all right.
I don't know. I'm fine. Whatever. I'm gonna see all
abs
of
are
them
a dime a dozen these days, Joel. Got to be bringing something else.
Very important.
You got to bring more to the table.
Yep.
No, he better be younger. That's all that matters. He better be younger. He better not be nowhere near Henry Cavill's age. He better be nowhere near it. I'm getting a pitchfork myself. He better be nowhere near it.
So now age matters? What is that? I'm confused.
The younger Superman. That's the reasoning. So he better keep with that reasoning. That's all I'm
Probably
saying.
mid-20s, late 20s.
He better be. He better be.
Mid to late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue. There's other things.
I'm just saying, that's what he said. Swamp Thing, the show was cool from what I saw. So I just, to me, it sounds like that'll get me to like Zatanna or something like that. So that's my gateway. So I'll be excited about that.
I think the thing we should all wrap our brains around is that James Gunn comes from a team-oriented background. I don't think it'll be long before we get teams from all of these people. I don't think Justice League Dark is that far away. I don't think he plans on Justice League being that far away. I believe his whole point is to bring things together. That seems to be his recipe for success. Is this? So you'll get Justice League Dark pretty quickly, I believe.
And I also, I know that has nothing to do with like the newer things he announced, but I did like that he's keeping Blue Beetle. Like he's basically it's like the start of after the reset or whatever. So I thought that was cool. I was like, okay, so Blue Beetle's gonna be fine, and maybe the start of this whatever this new universe.
Well, you know what you have to think, right?
What?
The fact that when they made this movie, they didn't necessarily make it to where it had to fit inside the DCEU. It kind of stands on its own that you can then later mesh it with something else. Because it was not necessarily shackled like the rest of these movies are, it has the freedom to live within anything that you choose it to live within. So that was probably the best thing it did.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me, it was like, so Shazam, the first one, he referenced it a little bit. Like he referenced the other whatever. So they're trying to be like, oh, that didn't happen. So it's now it can be in the universe. It's fine. Just to forget about that. Like Peacemaker. Let's forget about what was at the end of that. Let's forget. Let's act like that didn't happen, and let's keep it moving. So that's, I mean, they're doing a little bit of, a little jiggering and some stuff together. It's fine. But
we'll rejiggering. I like that.
We'll let it go.
That's what they're doing. They're rejiggering. There you go.
But yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to see all of it anyway. The Authority made the majority. I want to see that really bad. So yeah.
I feel you. I definitely feel you.
That
is definitely. Huh?
Just want to wait till 2029. That's solid. Probably we can get some of this stuff. So far away.
I'm just saying. I mean, just because he only gave you years for 2 of them doesn't mean that something can't come out 2026. I mean, right. he just decided he didn't want to. He didn't want to attach anything.
Wow.
And so he was sure. So I'm like, something could come out 2026, and it could be the Authority.
Well,
it could
for
be
me,
like
2025 is just far in general for me. So it's like,
it's dumb far. Yeah, it's dumb far.
So that means all this stuff is leaked after that. So it's like, damn it, like it's so far.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, All in the Game is saying like, hey, there we go. 2075 is a stacked year with these new DC releases, Fantastic Four and Kang Dynasty. Right? Do you know how much that scares me that Kang Dynasty is 2 years away? Like, I think to myself, I keep thinking, we're years away from that. No, it's only 2. 1, 2. You'll blink and you're there. So yeah, I don't think we should worry about things maybe necessarily being ridiculously far away. Mainly because he just didn't attach a year to it. Something could be 2026.
I'm getting older.
But you say that like you're 90, like only a year older. You're in your 30s. That's not old. You're okay. You're all right. All right. Jamie, your thoughts on this movie slate we're getting?
I like it. I think I'm looking forward to The Authority since you guys have talked it up a lot. So I'm like, I hope it hits. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to The Brave and the Bold. I kind of want to see, I don't know, like you guys are saying, they definitely skipped a bunch of Robins there. So I'm curious as to like how this story will lead into others, but just, I don't know. I feel like every Batman Damian like project that I've seen has always been animated and nothing really outside of that. So seeing it live action will be interesting. I'm curious who they will cast for that. And then Superman Legacy and then Supergirl Luna Tomorrow. I'll see him. I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but it's definitely like, he's a household name that's like, you're bound for a good time. So not super high expectations there, but I'll see him just the same. And then Swamp Thing, I don't know anything about. It sounds like it's gonna have some horror vibes, so I'm gonna have to pray about that one. And we'll see.
I will say, Jamie, if you want, I don't know if it's still on. I don't know if it's on HBO Max, but if you want, they did do a series only a few years ago.
Definitely on I think it's on CW, but it should be.
Yeah, so they did a show.
I thought it was on when it was DC Universe.
It was. No, that's where it was. But we're saying we don't know if it's on HBO Max today.
No,
I don't know if HBO Max has it.
They put it on CW too when they did it?
It was on CW.
They did a re-release and dropped it on the CW, yeah. Right. It was a year where it was bare. It was bare for them. But Jamie, my point is that show was very well done. Very, very, very well done.
If you need some
if you want to just if you want to just, not sending you to read comics or whatever, if you want just a feel of what the character's about, you can watch
if you want to do some homework.
Right.
You don't have to. You don't have to. You could just wait for the movie. But it was a really good show.
Yeah.
That apparently just Warner Brothers was not high on as they were making it.
It was drama. It was drama.
It was the weirdest thing ever. You had the star of the show not wanting to be there because they wanted her hair color to be. It was some weird shit happening with that show. It really was. It really was. But it was very well done.
Issues.
Right. But look, Swamp Thing didn't sacrifice. He looked great throughout the entire series. He looked great. He looked good. he was not what we're taking cutbacks on.
Right.
Joel, I think you're the last one, right? You're the only one that hasn't gone. Yeah, I think I started with AJ, then I went Didge, then Tristan, Trayvon, and Jamie. Right, Didge? I hit you, right, Didge? Yeah, okay, I thought so. So, Joel, you're ending us out. And then we're going to talk a little bit about The Batman 2, and then we're getting out of here.
Alrighty. Well, I'll be quick then.
No, I wasn't saying that like hurry up. I was just saying that like we only got this and then one more thing. That's it.
All right. So, Superman obviously been one of my biggest drawbacks from the last couple of years is that they almost pretty much cut him out of the universe completely, and that really annoyed the shit out of me. It kept me up at night sometimes. How bad it was. Remember how many times I bitched to like random people, like, well, how do you just leave Superman out of the DC universe? That really irked my shit for a long time. But I'm glad that's not really the case anymore, and we will get reaffirming the character the right way, like reintroducing the character to the world. I think that's the best way to put it, and I think that's what he's gonna do. And he may end up directing the damn thing. So I look forward to seeing his interpretation of Superman and as the head honcho of the universe, at least the spearhead, because that's what he is, man. Right? Supergirl was shocking. I did not expect Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, especially that storyline to be adapted, especially this soon. It's so close to Superman. So obviously, I don't know how far it is from the actual Superman movie. Maybe farther. Who knows? But the fact that they announced it right next to each other. I was not expecting it because last time we checked, the Supergirl movie was kind of scrapped and all this extra shit. But obviously, that was the old regime. So I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I'm not the hugest Supergirl fan, but the fact that we're really hearing that she's a jaded version, like she's not the fact that she's going to be different from Clark. Right. You sold me. I'm like, that's kind of what we wanted. We wanted her to be her. You know, she's got a short temper. She's not Clark, which was like kind of the opposite of what the show gave us. But I get it what they were trying to do. So, but it was different. She's a different character, and I like the fact that she's gonna be a different character.
I will say really quickly, Joel, what really excites me about him saying that's where they're looking to go with Supergirl is that you could do elements, not everything that it did, but you could do elements of Brightburn with Supergirl, right? To where there is a bit of jealousy that she takes on, seeing him be this beacon, seeing he had the family, seeing he doesn't really have that many memories of
Krypton. What if she ties into Lanterns?
Say it again.
What if she ties into Lanterns? Remember, she became a Red Lantern.
She did become. I actually like.
She could. She could. She very well could. I don't need it right away, but I don't mind it down the line, right?
No, but I'm saying
I don't mind it.
We don't. I'm assuming Lanterns is going to be more than one season. So if we're already hoping they go through other color spectrum.
My prayers, Didge, is that you're starting it as a show, and when it's a massive hit, you only do movies for Lanterns going forward. That is my dream.
That's fair. If they're gonna, I would, to your point of doing the Brightburn, that immediately like, let her be a Red Lantern.
A Red Lantern.
Yeah, but then that's gonna be interesting because in my mind, as Joel was talking, I envision that you in that movie, right? You in her movie with Clark bringing her to his parents, right? And her getting the life that she's always wanted. So it calms her. But that doesn't mean that Atrocitus can't come down and just go, hey, fuck Clark, right? And it's like, yeah.
Sure.
Put a ring on me, bitch. So yeah, you definitely could change it then. But to me, you should start it to where the whole point is to give her that family she's been yearning for. Mm-hmm. So you end it with her getting that, you know, with Mom, Pa, Ken. And then down the line, you know, it could be some shit where Superman maybe benches her and she takes it personally, and it kind of just builds up that he doesn't respect her, shit like that. Just fuels her, right? And then Atrocitus is sitting somewhere like, yes, I don't know who the fuck she is, but yes, put a ring on her now. So yeah, there's a lot you could do with that going forward. I like that a lot, Didge. But yeah, I do want elements of Brightburn in this Supergirl. If you're telling me she's a little jaded, a little bit, I want her making mistakes, but not mistakes. If you know what I'm saying. I wanted there to be an edge, bit of an edge to it. But yeah, I'm very excited for that Supergirl. I was just shocked. This was in part 1 of phase 1, because it's like you're doubling down on something so early, right? Like you're not even letting it breathe a little bit. But there's a plan, and I'm curious as fuck as to what this plan is. Can't wait to see how they all connect to each other going forward. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
Where was I? Oh, Authority. I went right into the Authority. Yeah, because I was that. This is a shocker. I was like, the fact that like when I first heard it, I was like, that's bullshit. There's no way that the Authority is gonna, because first of all, they were not traditionally regular DC comic. They were Wildstorm comics. Obviously, that's been integrated since then. But I only know the Authority really from when I was a kid. And what happened was Wizard Magazine had this lineup all the best superhero teams. And somehow fucking the Authority were number one. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't know how that worked out. And then Justice League was 2. I'm like, Justice League can't be 2 to the Authority. So I got beef with the Authority for many years. We're going to see this fight go down eventually, especially now that they're integrating them into the DC here. So it's going to be fun. It's a battle I've been wanting to see for a long time. I still hold that grudge. Aside from the Authority, I do look forward to that. The Brave and the Bold. Brave and the Bold is, like y'all said, a bold choice to go this far into it, especially because we're hearing everything young, and now you're telling me Batman is Damian. That means he's not gonna be fucking young.
Right.
How I know he's probably not gonna be 20 years into it old, but he's gonna be old. He's gonna be at least 10.
About 10. Yeah, right? I was gonna say at least 10. Yeah,
right.
Because you think about because Peter Safran. There were reporters saying that when they talked to Peter about like, is there a Bat family, and he was saying, yeah. Then that means everybody has lived out their childhoods and they're grown now. So at least be 10 to 15 for sure.
It's exciting. But it's also like, all right, well, we're going right in, which is fine because it has to be different from what they're doing with Pattinson's Batman, and that's fine, 100% fine. The fact that they're going Brave and the Bold with Damian right off the bat, and it's easier to accept his son is Robin than some random kid he adopted. Also easier storytelling wise. Cool. I look forward to seeing it because we haven't seen Robin live action in a long time. The Bat family in general, I do look forward to. Yeah, aside from that one
we've
time.
seen him.
We've never seen him, but okay.
We're gonna see Robin, Nightwing, hopefully, Batgirl, hopefully, maybe Tim's version of Red Robin, even though I hate that name. There's a lot of characters you can get into that's part of the Bat family overall. I don't need to see like 20 people because that's ridiculous, but at least 5 people. I'm good. But I do look forward to it. I love Batman. You give me Batman, I'm not going to be upset. And then there's Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing, like just because I know I love the show. I grew up watching the old Swamp Thing series and the old Swamp Thing movies. Very boring, but they were good because when you're a kid, everything is joyful. But Swamp Thing, I've known Swamp Thing a long time. I was introduced to Swamp Thing the same way I was introduced to Blade, where it didn't feel like it was ever connected, but they were part of the universe. And like, oh, well, I know this character from here, but I didn't know he was a DC character until much later. I'm like, oh, cool. But yeah, he is, and he has a lot of connections to especially the supernatural side of the DC universe. So I do look forward to seeing him, especially interact with John Constantine. I've always wanted to see that. So if they can actually do that, that'd be cool.
The animated movies definitely heighten that.
Yeah,
for damn sure. I'm very excited for this universe. One last thing I'll say is James Gunn's universe feels like it could give us something as wild as what was that? Where we got I think it was Owlman.
In what?
What was that animated movie where it was like another universe?
Oh, it was
like
the League. It's Justice League something.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Where it was like literally like the reverse of everybody, essentially. Like a different version. I feel like James Gunn's universe could give us something wild.
It could,
that, right?
It could,
and that'd be a great Justice League movie that kind of takes a break. You don't have to rush into all these massive villains right off the bat.
Yeah.
Space it out a little bit. Let one of them be like one of those crazy ass multiverse journey kind of movies where they're fighting alternate versions of themselves.
It could.
Was it the Ultramen?
No.
Syndicate.
It was
Syndicate.
Syndicate. Crime Syndicate. Yes, thank you, AJ. Thank you. Trayvon, don't worry, we're gonna bring up that comment.
The movie was
Crisis on Tour.
Crisis on Tour. That's what I want. Cause see, I just want more. Like we get Avengers, right, and then Avengers, Age of Ultron. Like I want the Justice League movies to be like that. Like I want it to be a little elongated, right? Like a proper title, not just Justice League 1, 2, 3, 4. Get creative with it. All right. Before we get to our last one, we got here. Will there be a Static Shock project within 5 years? Again, it's not necessarily all up to DC. So it's definitely one of those things to where it's like it's shared. So yeah, I believe if James Gunn has interest, yeah, of course it'll happen.
Well, hopefully.
Where? Who knows? I don't know.
You
know what? Tell you what. Whenever you guys hear James Gunn say a name like, I don't know, Black Lightning, then you can start to speculate where Static Shock falls into the scheme of everything.
He said Black Lightning first. I'm snapping.
Did you guys see?
Why would that be an issue?
I don't want to hear Black Lightning anymore.
But you wouldn't like it if Black Lightning is like the mentor to Static Shock?
I don't.
I kind of think it's in the reverse if you give the student before the mentor. Because then, what are you teaching?
You don't need. I mean, you don't necessarily need Black Lightning for Static, but
you don't. But to me, I think that's a really cool way to kind of bring all those characters together.
It would be.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
The powers are too similar for me to go. No.
Oh, go
ahead. No, go ahead, Ditch. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, did you? I know because I know Mike did, and so I feel like when he watches this back, he'll get a kick out of it. Of the Twitter thread where everybody was talking about stop calling him Static Shock and just call him Static.
Oh yeah.
That was the greatest thing ever, right there.
Yeah.
I was thinking that in my head when Trayvon, or not Trayvon, when Jawad said Static Shock, I was like, oh, but I won't say anything.
That's what made me. That's what reminded me.
I watched the show, so I don't know. That habit not going nowhere.
They still call him Static in the show.
They call. Yeah, I was gonna say they call him.
I'm just saying.
It's the best way to eliminate one of the worst fucking taglines in the history of superheroes, and that is, "I give a shock to your system." Don't put that shit in any fucking thing. And the best way to make sure it doesn't happen is that his name is just Static. Like, just Static. There is no need for Static Shock. Just Static.
He should say it just so someone can tell him not to.
That is
you
fair.
know what should do, Joel? He goes to say it and the camera just cuts to black. It goes to the credits.
You gotta have one of his friends.
Oh man!
No,
that's
a stupid
tagline. Is just fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I think we all want a Static movie. That's what I keep trying to get across to Trayvon. We all want it. It's just I think for you would like a DC universe to fucking start with Static. Yeah. I think there are a couple of other characters that should start, and then Static finds his way.
I really hope it gets that. I want the milestone characters in general, but
100%.
It is complicated because when they were talking about doing their movies, do they want to do it separately or do they want to be integrated into the DC universe like Wildstorm is? I mean, they've done it before. It's just sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out. It's fucking annoying. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I think we'll get them. I think
hopefully.
I'm assuming so.
I mean, well, shit, Trayvon. If you're that press Michael B. Jordan. You be pressing us. Press him. Get your answers out of him. See what's popping off with him.
He don't want everything but Static.
So that's who you should be pressing. You be coming here and giving us all your tune. Give it to Michael B. Jordan. Give it all to him. You say that and watch tomorrow. It gets greenlit and you lose your goddamn mind. Look, we've seen it. Things happen for people who are patient. Ask Tristan. Tristan probably thought the authority would never fucking happen. Look at it. Just dropped right in his lap.
Yep, it did. It really did. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Me and Joel tell you weekly, half the shit we get in the MCU we never thought would happen. That shit just keeps getting dropped in our laps. It'll happen, Trayvon, and when it does, it'll be spectacular. It'll have earned you waiting for it as long as you have. I don't know why you've waited as long as you have, but you've been waiting a long ass time, and you will get that payoff. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. All right. We also did get the announcement the Batman 2 is in 2025. I am waiting for a proper name because that ain't working for me. It works for a start.
Why not?
I need a better name. I just finished telling you that I like better names.
Ominous.
What-
You don't know
what
what the hell
was
the
that?
movie's gonna have in it.
Ominous?
Yeah.
What's ominous about that?
You don't know what's in the movie.
I know Batman is in it. That gives me this
what I
ring
mean.
right there. No, I do. See, petty ain't fun, right? Petty ain't fun, right? What were you saying, Joel? Go ahead.
I didn't know what you guys were talking about. I was confused.
Oh no, Trayvon was saying you don't need a proper title. Just keep it the Batman too. That's fine. And I'm saying I need a better title. Yeah, I need a better title than that. There's not really much for us to break down here. There was no information given. Just a year.
Yeah,
So-
It was October 3rd.
right.
Oh, the full
So-
date. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Finally, it's choosing to be in the month it should have been in the first go around.
Maybe that's a hint. No, it's in that month.
What do you mean?
Just-
A hint to what? No, we thought it was a hint for the last one that had a Halloween theme. It was supposed to come out in October. Came out in fucking March. So I wouldn't know what the hint is. Well, yes, that's fair. So I don't really know what we can really add to this. We don't have any information. I guess we're just glad we got a date. I know Sabrina was going wild. I will say this though, that shit being in October, kind of hope some of them show up at New York Comic Con. That's kind of a dream of mine. That would be fucking awesome. That'd be really cool. I doubt it, but never know. We don't usually get shit that massive at New York Comic Con, so that'd be really awesome. But outside of that, does anyone have anything to add? Nothing really, right?
No, there's not much. Just date. I'm happy we got a date.
I'm still confused about the Aquaman, but
so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still
That's a
confused
good
about
point.
that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Being after, so the universe resets and then Blue Beetle, but then Aquaman's still after it. It's still weird. I don't understand.
It is weird.
Like,
Well,
Because it
we have to
doesn't
wait and see.
reset.
they should have moved it up. I don't know. So swap the date or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. It's weird.
I get what you're saying all in the game. I would change villain to story. Because the story should dictate what the title is. It doesn't have to be as simple as Age of Ultron. Like it doesn't have to be that direct. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't have to be Riddler's Gamble.
Unless it's
You know what I'm
quarterback.
saying?
Whole night.
It doesn't have to be that. It could be. So I need something better than just Batman. The Batman 2. But again,
Gates of Gotham.
what if it's what?
Gates of Gotham. That was a good storyline.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fine. I just need a ditch. I have nothing specific in mind. I just need something better than the Batman 2.
We still had
That's
the
it.
Penguin show, right? And what else after that?
We still got what?
The
The
Penguin
Penguin
Show.
Show? And
Oh,
something
I thought you
else?
said the
Show.
Pinks. I'm like the Pinks. What the fuck is that? Yeah, the
Yeah,
Penguin Show
And what's
and the
after
Rogue Gallery. Rogue Gallery show.
That Arkham show. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, you guys do make a good point about that Aquaman thing. I guess the best thing to say is I don't fucking know.
Wait,
Like I don't know.
It's a mystery until we get there.
I would have put Aquaman where Flash is, Blue Beetle
It
where
originally was higher up, and then they
well, it
swapped.
depends how the story is. We don't know what the story is.
Right.
and Blue
Yeah,
Beetle
we really
should
don't.
Blue Beetle should be in the year. I don't feel like, but that's like
Well, again, here's all Aquaman would have to do to make perfect sense. You just don't acknowledge anything, right? Like you make that movie to where it's self-contained. It's not acknowledging anything that's
And it
happening
seems
around
like-
it.
It seemed like it is, aside from the ending, with which they probably cut
Which
it.
they probably got rid of, yeah. Because to me, as long as you don't acknowledge what's going on around you, I don't know when you take place. You can fucking take place 6 years, 5 years, 3 days. I don't fucking know. But if you acknowledge shit that I know has a date to it, then I got to start going, well, this is weird because we know this specifically. That's why I think Kevin Feige just starts taking dates and years out of shit so that we can't go, hey, that doesn't make any sense. When was this? He's like, you don't know. You don't fucking know. You have no idea, right? That's why I was confusion. Remember, AJ, me and you were arguing about where Hawkeye takes place and then where that third Spider-Man takes place and if there would be any kind of like residuals from one to the other, and there were none. Like there were none, literally none.
now they edited it, right? Didn't they edit it now?
They might have. They might have. But when in their official releases, there was nothing there. I mean, shit, we saw in Hawkeye that tree fell down. In Spider-Man, that shit was up, beautiful, no damage, nothing.
Yeah, we don't know when that took place.
No idea.
And apparently Doctor Strange took place not long before that either. So it's like,
right. It's even more confusing, right? So it's like
it came out after, but it apparently came out before Hawkeye. Like, really?
You guys are getting hung up on petty things like dates.
Well, the book is coming out this year.
It's important. It's important.
I'm gonna buy the book. I'm gonna be the tome of the timeline. I'm gonna have that shit with me.
But
all the dates are gonna be inconspicuously missing. It's just gonna show you general events.
Yeah, right.
That's it. But all right, guys, I think this is a good start for James Gunn. This is well worth the wait. You just put a lot of answers to question marks, I believe. Now, there's still more questions that he'll give more answers to when he feels like it, but we'll get there. I'm just very excited we got what we got, and I'm excited to see what's in store for the rest of this DC universe. I've been waiting. I would be happy with that. I don't think we'll ever get that again, but I would be happy with one. I really would. Oh, Didge, no one cares. So I want to thank Mike. The world is a horrible place. I definitely saw reports of, end of the world because of the Bucks. But anyway, I want to thank Mike for putting this whole episode together, especially the intro that we got. That was freaking awesome. I want to thank Jamie, AJ, Tristan, Trayvon, Joel, and Didge for. Go ahead.
Apparently, about the Jason Momoa Lobo rumors. Gunn says Jason will not play two characters. Safran says it's too early to say. Jason always thought Aquaman was a trilogy in his own mind, but he also loves Lobo. He's been very clear about that too. He's never going to play two characters, but we'll figure it out after Aquaman 2.
Jesus Christ! It just made it even more confusing.
That was a whole lot of nothing.
Well, I mean, what I take from that is there any Aqualad fans out there? Because you're going to need to have some. Because it looks like we might be heading towards that a lot sooner than to be expected. Because you're not going to recast Aquaman when he goes and does Lobo. That's essentially what they just said. He's going to be Lobo. We're just trying to figure out what happens with Aquaman. That's really what I took from that.
That's the thing. So like, what does that mean about?
Wait, say it. No, you don't recast Aquaman. To me, that's way more problematic. Especially if you're telling me.
Definitely recast him, I think. Yeah.
Not if you're telling me that Aquaman 2 is canon.
Well, that's
to the new DCU.
We don't know yet. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If that's canon, then no, you can't just recast. If it's not, then sure, do what you want.
They should donate some date swaps today.
Sure. But yeah, that's where questions come in, like massive questions. But essentially, what Joel just said, I took as he's going to be Lobo. I mean, I don't understand how you can take that as anything else.
Yeah. The question now really depends on what's kind of Aquaman. It's too canon or not, and it just seems like they're weaning him out. Again, they're just waiting. They can't just say they're recasting right now. They just can't. I
completely understand. I'm with you, Joel. I'm just saying my issue isn't I need them to come out and say it now. My issue is that movie canon? Because to me, it can't still be canon, but a different actor will be Aquaman at some point. No, those two things cannot be hand in hand. Right.
I need answers by San
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
You're not gonna get
I don't even need it that soon, AJ. I don't need it until next year because I don't even know where Aquaman is in his slate of Phase 1, right? So I'm like, if Aquaman's not even in your slate, there's no rush for it. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to tell me that it's canon, but you're recasting. No, those two things can't live together. Not at all. And I know a lot of people were speculating that the Flashpoint movie would reset everything. That would be the new world that James Gunn is now setting up. But again, that's confusing because, like Trayvon said, that comes out in June or July, and then Aquaman is the end of the year. So it's like, well, am I just phasing Aquaman out of my head now?
Fair. Aquaman being at the end of the year has been problematic for a long time.
It has. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. From the myriad of end credit scenes they have had to film.
You're like, wait a minute, which Batman? You're like,
right. So yeah, I think we can all agree we took it as he will be Lobo. Now it just comes to when they decide to tell us that he's no longer Aquaman. So I guess that's what we're waiting for. But God bless the guy stepping in those shoes for Aquaman. God bless you, because he definitely turned Aquaman from a joke into a sex symbol. So kudos to whoever tries to step in those shoes. You know.
Yeah.
Especially because his Aquaman came out and was just like, I don't wear shirts. So
and that suit.
like, I don't wear shirts. I don't do that here. God bless. But again, I will say this: the one good thing that comes out of this is when they do reboot or recast, Aquaman. That means they can do 2 in 1. They can recast Aquaman and Mirror. Everyone's happy. There we go. Because I don't want to live in a world where you're telling me Mirror doesn't matter. I don't need Mirror going forward. That to me is the stupidest fucking concept ever. So if you're recasting one, recast the other, and then move forward. Everyone's gone. But all right. I mean, thank you, Joel. That was a nice little addition here as we head out, because now I think we can wrap our heads around Momoa's Lobo. But again, I want to thank you guys so much. All in the game, DJ Vinny. Thank you guys so much in the comment section. Let me see who else we got here. If I missed anything, I don't think I missed anything. Let's see. Tia for dropping in. Thank you, Tia. And Listener Jim. Thank you, Listener Jim, for dropping in. We appreciate you guys so much. Please stay tuned for Tristan and Joel's The Authority video. Kind of a little bit of a lesson for you guys if you're not familiar with the characters. That's going to be a fun time, like a Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman movies. Episodes were. And we got a lot more. We got a lot of people asking us specific videos to do. We'll be doing the specific videos soon.
And now we know more about what's coming, so we can focus more.
We can focus on those, right? Now I kind of feel upset because now I want to do a Batman one all over again. Now that we know what it's going to be.
I mean, we did touch on it, but I don't know if we all expected Damian to come so quickly.
Not at all. No, not at all. Especially not by Digi's response. When it was made official. What? So, we'll think about it, but let us know in the comment section what you guys want us to tackle. We could. Let us know what you guys want us to tackle. We will tackle it. We promise. But outside of that, guys, make sure you are staying tuned to our YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribed and you have your notifications on so you know when we're going live. And also, Hogwarts Legacy comes out next week. I'm finding a way to force Trayvon contractually to stream it. So stay tuned.
Stay strong, Trayvon. Stay strong.
I don't know. I might have to leverage static. I might have to leverage a static movie. But thank you guys so much. Until next time. Peace.